Hey guys, it's Red here. How are ya? Yeah? That's good. Today, I'm going to be reading some r/PettyRevenge. Just for you. Are you ready? Okay, here is our first story. A very rude couple lies in order to cut in line at a baseball game, then gets a well-deserved comeuppance. My wife and I went to a Yankees game on a vacation to New York a few years back. We got the tickets online and arranged to pick them up at will call. Once we got there, we got in the line, which was about a 25 or 30 minute wait. No sooner did my wife and I get in the line than this couple, who had been standing in a different line as we walked past them, approached us and demanded that they were in this line before we were. They accused us of cutting in front of them. It was a blatant lie, but since it was such a long line to begin with, allowing them to move in front of us would have virtually no effect. So, God forbid that we should hold those bumblebums up from the 10 seconds they would save by cutting in front of us. A few moments after we allowed them to move ahead of us, the gentleman behind me, who had walked up right behind them and witnessed the whole thing, and also knew they were lying, said, "Do you see what I see?" and nodded towards them. I began to inspect the direction he was looking and quickly realized the couple were already holding their tickets. They thought they were in a line for the gate, which, ironically, they had previously been standing in before moving to this one. I'm assuming because it seemed slightly shorter. I turned back to the gentleman behind me and quietly asked, "Should we say something?" He looked me in the eye, then shook his head no, with a devilish smile. Whispering to my wife, I informed her of our discovery, and she had to stifle a laugh. For the next half hour, it was the most fun I think I've ever had while standing in a queue. You should have seen their faces when we finally reached the will call box, and it finally dawned on them that there was no gate there. They both turned beet red with anger and stormed off, which took them a while because they tried to push their way back through the line instead of taking the clear path designed to let them out, which only added to the hilarity. It was the closest I've ever come to literally rolling on the floor with laughter. You know what? It's karma. They deserved that. Like, come on. Jeez. When the line is that long, what difference does it make, like cutting one spot? So dumb. Okay, here's the next story. I'm a witch? Okay, let me prove it to you. So I dispatch third shift at a cab and tow company. 2 nights a week, the cabs are closed because we don't get enough business to be open all night like we are the rest of the week. Tows are still open, so I have to be there answering the phones. The cab lines still ring. Sometimes people call to schedule a future ride, and I can help those people, so I still answer the phone. If I don't answer the phone, it rings like 20 times before going to voicemail, which is super irritating. Plus, if I don't answer, people usually just call right back, so it's much easier to just answer it and tell people we're closed. Unfortunately, this means dealing with rude comments from people who are pissed we're closed. I usually get at least one jerk a night. Last night, for example, one girl called. I told her we were closed and she goes, "F you, witch!" Charming, right? So I blacklisted her phone number and moved on. I've had so many of these jerks that I've started recording their phone numbers in an Excel file, and those people do not get rides from me if they call while we're open. Petty, but effective. Cabs are open tonight, and guess who just called me? I thought I recognized her number, so I made her wait on hold for a minute while I checked my little list. Once I confirmed it was her, I took her off hold. "Thanks for holding. How can I help you?" "Can I get a cab?" "Nope, you're gonna have to call someone else. I don't give cabs to people who call me a witch." Click. And then I cackled entirely too hard. Such a small victory, but it felt amazing. You know, it's lucky if you can do that to people, because a lot of businesses, if you did that, you'd be in serious trouble. Are you ready for another story? You are? Oh, that's Excellent, because here it is. You cheated and want my ring back? Fork over everything I paid for. This happened a few years ago during my last year of college. My boyfriend at the time was sleazy and had cheated on me previously, but had been forgiven. During our time dating, he'd lost his job and decided to return to college because I was a student. During our relationship, I funded his everything. His gas, weed, his toys, even the gifts he gave his family. This becomes important in the petty part of the story. He meets a girl at school and starts dating both of us. He then decides to propose to her and he wants the ring he gave me back. Okay, fine. The petty revenge. I tell him I want everything I bought back for him to get the ring. This means his stupid toys, but worse, this means he had to go home and get back the gifts he'd given his family. I don't know if he snuck them back or if he fessed up that I'd been the one to buy them, but either way, my petty side enjoyed his discomfort. It's important to note that his family did not like me, and therefore during our year-long relationship, they did not interact with me as I was beneath their status. Think Keeping Up with the Joneses, and that is exactly what his family was like. He was a mama's boy, so I took particular joy in him taking the recent Mother's Day gift away. That's pretty good, actually. But, okay, he cheated one time and you took him back. Are you surprised he cheated on you again? Like, come on. Okay, here is the next story. Steal my desk? Be annoyed for 30 seconds every day. In my last year of my industrial design degree, I scored a paid contract at the Australian government's scientific organisation. Although I was only in 2 to 3 days per week, I was shown into a large empty office and told I could base myself there. The office was normally used for students, but as I was the only one on the project, I had the whole office to myself, with about 6 desks. Naturally, the first task is to find the best desk and put it in the best position. Since I was going to be there for a while, I stuck some posters of my project on the wall behind my desk and even brought in some retro decor from home to add a little personality to my part of the boring brick cabin. All went well for a couple of weeks until a few other students moved into the room. Although our paths rarely crossed as they were working on other projects, 2 of them were perfectly reasonable and set themselves up on other desks. The third, who I will call Jerkwad because that's probably his name, decided he liked my desk. I should point out that all of the desks were the same and mine had no better view than anyone else's. Mine had my stationery on it, my posters on the wall around it, a clock, a telephone, all were mine. In fact, the telephone wasn't even plugged in. I just brought it in because it was an Erico phone and they look cool. So, one day I came in and Jerkwad is sitting at my desk, while the other students were at their desks. My stuff was packed up and pushed to one side to make room for his stuff. I made some comment about it being my desk and his response was, "Yeah, I won't be here for long," or some other blow-off. To pursue it further would have made me look really petty in front of the others, since all the other desks were the same. I set myself up at another desk that day, although over the next few days I could tell my stuff had been moved around, and unless I got into the building by a certain time, he would steal my desk again. Unfortunately for Jerkwad, one of the things I brought from home was a talking calculator clock. It was a cheap gimmicky thing like you would see at the markets. Basically a black plastic box with a button. When you press the button, it would say, "It is 9:05 a.m. When you opened the box, there was a calculator, and when you pressed each button, it would say the number and read out the answer. Unluckily for Jerkwad, the clock also had an alarm. When you set it, it would say, "Beep, beep, beep. It is 9:05 a.m. Beep, beep, beep. It is 9:05 a.m. and would keep repeating this for 30 seconds very loudly. I set the alarm to go off mid-morning, put it in my desk drawer, and locked it. For extra pettiness, I also changed it to the wrong time. They were sturdy desks, 1940s era, made from silky oak with inlaid green vinyl tops. It is not possible to dismantle them or open them with a different key. I then took the key home and didn't come back for another 3 working days. When I returned, I sat at my desk, opened the drawer and turned the clock off before it could go off. When Jerkwad came in and he saw me and said, "Can you turn that bloody clock off? There's something locked in the desk and it scares the crap out of me every day and won't shut up. I was about to smash the effing desk apart with an axe." I said something snarky like, "Sorry, it does sometimes go off when other people sit at my desk." He never stole my desk again. But I don't understand that logic. Like, you come into a room, so there's at least 3 empty desks, and there's like one desk that's got all the stuff set up on it, and you go, empty desk, empty desk, empty desk. Oh, this one has stuff on it. I better take the one that has stuff on it. Like, you either have to be completely socially unaware or just so self-centered. Well, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you guys all enjoyed those r/PettyRevenge stories read by me, Red. If you did, please give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't done that already, because I read videos every day and you know you like them. Thanks so much for watching.